Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the third day of February 2026. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, along with first responders, every day doing their best to save human lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep cities and towns safe and clean. Those also that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Those that are helping the people that are victims of sexual sex trafficking, human trafficking and sex slavery, and those also that are out here trying to rescue these such ones. Also, double curses on all the people that are the participants in these things, those that profit from these things, and those that are the perverts that create the demand to cause things like child pornography and human trafficking to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, and senior citizens homeless in the United States of America and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Here I am in Northern Virginia, going to be watching the game today live with my daughter in Washington, D.C. And the Knicks are taking on the Wizards today. The thing is about this game, again, right now, think about this. If I was to tell you who the hottest team in the NBA is right now, without looking, would you guess that the hottest team in the NBA right now, having won 7 in a row, is the Charlotte Hornets? That's right, the Charlotte Hornets. And why? Because again, we're at a situation in the history of the NBA where there's parity. And again, most people don't understand that term in terms of its ramifications. What do I mean? Real quick, parity means any team can beat any team and on any given night. And in terms of championship potential, the teams that are put together the best, as usual, that are healthy, will run for the championship. Now, that situation is that, and again, the Knicks could lose to the Wizards tonight. The Knicks could beat the Wizards tonight. Now, the Knicks are the better team, but when you're talking about better team, in my view, what you're dealing with, who would win a 7-game series? Wizards, Knicks. The Knicks. 90% chance, I'd say, right? So that's where the better teams come in on a 7-game series. On a night-to-night basis, it's like college basketball. Belmont could beat North Carolina. It could happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like night-to-night, anything could happen. God forbid somebody gets hurt. So you have a high level of parity in the NBA right now. And the difference with the teams is a combination of injuries and experience and, of course, talent. Now, parity means the talent level is very close. There's not much difference, honestly, in talent level of, say, the Charlotte Hornets and talent level of Oklahoma City, because they're all pros. But Oklahoma City has depth. They also have players that play their roles, and this is a key, roles at high levels. It's not like with Moses and Dr. J in 1982, where they got so much, they're so superior, and then they had, even that team had role players that played at a high level, like Maurice Cheeks, and they win the championship. It's definitely not like the big three of the LeBron era, where you had Bosh, LeBron, and Wade in their prime, and you get a whole bunch of minimum contracts, invest looking for chips, and you go win. You can't do that now for 2 reasons. Number one, there's too much parity. Number two, the money. The way they got the salary structure now is built. The reason they have it is because all teams can have an equal chance. Why? Oklahoma City wins the chip last year in a small market, like in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. See? So, that being said, the Knicks are on a 6-game winning streak. They got the depth. They got the players at the right spots and the right ages. What you're seeing in the NBA today, Shams came out. James Harden is looking for a trade. We already know Giannis Antetokounmpo is looking for a trade. let me explain something to y'all. And a lot of people don't get it. And part of the reason is the self-hate in Knicks Nation. There's a lot of self-hate. A lot of people project their own sadness onto their sports team. It's not unusual. It happens in all sports, football, baseball, basketball. It happens. And so a lot of people do that. They're just negative. The Knicks right now, in the last 6-game winning streak, they're the top defense in the NBA. Yet some knuckleheads said the Knicks defense stinks because of who they're playing. See, that's what I mean. There's a lot of self-hate. Whereas opponents of the Knicks know they're tough, dangerous, physical, and they're coming. Some of their own people in Knicks Nation don't know that because they just have a problem with themselves, really, and they project that on their own team. And of course, when in those type of attitudes, the grass always looks green on the other side. You never have the girl that you like because there's always a girl that you should have got that's across the street or someplace else. And you're never satisfied. It's a sad life, really. But what we are seeing in the league right now is desperation. Harden wants a chip. He's desperate. Harden is 36. And one of the things Shams said in the interview about this potential trade is that they're wondering if he has a future in LA. Dude is 36. Ain't no more future. Okay? Not everybody going to be like LeBron and play till they 41. Or Robert Parrish. No, not everybody going to do that. Or Kevin Willis. And play 20 years. Even with today's methods of getting better nutrition and better work, it's more tougher to do. Okay? But 36, he's desperate. Giannis is desperate for a championship. It's played out in Milwaukee. They've tried different things. They're limited by the money that they can get. They tried Dame Dollar, moved Jrue Holiday. Now there's rumors Knicks McCall for Jrue. No, that's stupid. Why? Jrue 35. The thing the Knicks are not and don't need to be is desperate. The game of playing chess is strategic. You can't win chess games being desperate. The Don has never played the game desperate. When he made the move to get Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle, it was a move that was designed with the team in mind for a 4-year window of a championship. The Knicks, before Tom Thibodeau, before Leon Rose came, we wasn't sniffing no chip. People would laugh at us. The 54-game season we had with Melo, that one year with Woody, they were laughing at us then. Everybody was like, the Knicks stink. They ain't going nowhere. And it was just a 1-year wonder. That was it. They're not laughing now. Because over the 5 years of Tibbs, the Don built a team. And then he's looking, once you build the structure of a squad that is a championship team, and before we even got Cat, they was there, you need just finishing touches. Cat was a finishing touch. Okay? So they moved Devo and they moved Jew to make a 4-year window for Cat, the Cat era, which is where we at right now. I know Brunson's the head of the snake, but Cat was the finishing move. And to demonstrate how much of a finishing move, last year, no training camp, they go to Eastern Conference Finals. This year with Brown, they still was trying to work on connecting, which they now have. And Cat's talent is such that, yes, we all know he could score. He's a powerful scorer. But what we didn't understand is, see, when you have talent, you have talent. So while he's not scoring, what he getting? In the last 3 games, averaging 18 rebounds a game. 18. Dominant on the boards. That you can't say it no better. Dominant on the boards. Okay? The Knicks dominant on defense. Okay? Made a couple of adjustments, both to attitude and strategy. Dominant on the defense. And so we, that is the Knicks, do not need to be desperate. Right now, what they've been talking is guys like Alvarado and Misi. Okay, I don't like the idea of them trying to get a 5. Maybe Hoop Porty's not working out as far as Mike Brown's concerned. That's not a big deal to me. To me, you need a 9th man that can play multiple positions. And we talked about this. Misi's a 5. He's not a 4. He's a 5. Okay? Mitch Rob is a 5. He's not a 4. He's a 5. So why would you need another guy In that position, I don't know. I'm not buying into it till I see it. Okay, I don't see the reason for a Messi or an Alvarado when you got Tyler Kolek playing the way he's playing. Okay, so if you don't believe in Tyler Kolek, and that's what it would tell me, for them to get Alvarado, says they don't believe in Tyler Kolek for the stretch run. Okay, that's their choice. That's their team. We just fans, right? I believe in Tyler Kolek though. I'm not saying that because I think the boy is a nice guy. I think at the back of the rotation he can help us win. He can help us win. But maybe they see something different, because playoffs is a different animal, as we know. And last year we saw Cat and Brunson get exploited by the Indiana Pacers in the conference finals. So, it's a different game in the playoffs for the league. And they will these are all good teams that are in the playoffs, and they will exploit your weakness. So maybe they see Tyler's a little bit weaker and they're going for Alvarado. Okay. But my point, though, in bringing all that up is it's not a major move. We're not trying to get Giannis or any big name that's a shiny object. This ain't the time for that. The Knicks don't need to panic because we already got the squad. And we in year 2 of a 4-year window. No need to panic. Okay? No need. Work on your game. Now, with Mike Brown, what I came to realization with respect to Mike Brown, and I mean the word respect, is he is learning and he's making adjustments while he is learning. And with a team like the Knicks, you got a veteran team. You don't need a rah-rah coach. You see, like when Kenny Atkinson was coaching the Brooklyn Nets and they had a bunch of rookies, bunch of also-rans, bunch of role players, and he got them to the playoff. You got to motivate them guys. You got to motivate them. You got to get them hyped. You got to get them into your scheme. They got to buy in. It's a big thing like that. But when you got a veteran team like the Knicks have, they will get hyped when they see success from your game plan. When they get tired or when they get impatient, they'll break the game plan. And we see what happens when they do that. Jalen Brunson becomes, the one-man gang. They get a lot of foul trouble. They get worried about the foul trouble. They arguing with the refs. Everything breaks down. When you stay to game plan and you're seeing it working for a veteran team, they know how to stay with it. Brown's coaching them to stay with the game plan. And they should be able to do that because they ain't rookies. This ain't no bunch of youngins. They understand the game plan. They know how to work game plan. When they go off script, like they started doing the first 5 minutes of the game Sunday, he calls them back, breaks on them a little bit, says, get back to game plan. And they did. And when you don't have to be desperate because your team is good, like the Knicks are, you don't see Oklahoma City making no desperate moves. You don't see them making no desperate. For what? They may trade Hartenstein because that's tax. That's business. That's business. They got nothing to do with talent. They got nothing to do with chip. That's business because they ain't paying no $180 million tax bill. I told y'all that last summer. So that's business. So they don't have, and they're the defending champion. They're not desperate. Okay, they not. LA is desperate. Because LA will get it. They want to chip by hook, crook, any kind of way they could get it, right? And they've been pretty good at it, you got to say. Because LA and Miami are destinations that players like. Okay? Started really with Jabbar when he left Milwaukee to go to LA. He would have wanted to come to New York, but they ended up making the deal with the Lakers because it's Los Angeles. Okay? And then Jabbar, he was Lou Alcindor, and then he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then all of that. And then since then, the Lakers been that Tinseltown situation. And then Pat Riley goes to Miami, makes that into like a little mecca down there. But people like South Beach. Okay? So that's why. And they can make desperate moves, and in a sense, you ask me, the league helps them. Not with New York, though. So New York built their team honestly, organically, and they have a team, and they got now a 2.5-year window, and they're right now in the midst. They can win the chip this year. They're capable. They may not, but it's not because they're not capable. You need the ball to bounce your way a little bit. When you go on a chip run, it's not just talent. Last year, again, Halliburton doesn't mess up his Achilles in game 7, we don't know what would have happened. We really don't. I'm not saying Indiana would have won or not. I'm just saying the fact is we don't know. Like, for example, when Tatum ruptured his Achilles, the Knicks were on their way to beating Boston's ass anyway. So it wasn't like Tatum there wouldn't have made a difference. We was beating them anyway. But with Oklahoma City Pacers matched up well with them. It went 7 games, and you go down to your best player rupturing his Achilles in game 7. That was the problem. Okay, so you don't know what would have happened. You need to, and so in that regard, it bounced Oklahoma City's way, right there. Okay, so you need the ball to bounce your way. You got to have all the strategy, all the talent, all the health, but you do need the ball to bounce your way also. So we'll see. I like the flow that obviously the Knicks are in right now. That McCall revelation is bigger than most people understand. When he stood and took accountability on a level I don't think I've seen even Brunson take. And Brunson tries his best to take accountability. He always says it's on me. I got to do better. But McCall said I was uncoachable. And basically he needed to buy in. That was big. And I kind of saw that, but like I said, I didn't want to say nothing because some of y'all take any negativity like catnip and jump on it and then explode it to unbelievable proportions. So I don't try to feed into your emotional negativity. But once he said that, it allowed me to say yes. He was playing with his head up his anus in the beginning of a lot of games. And by the time he started to play, we're behind, including Sunday. And Brown checked it, McCall caught it, and they started flowing. And again, by the third and fourth quarter, McCall's usually going. And that's why, like, McCall don't like sitting in the fourth, not just because he's being benched, but because he starts to flow. It takes him a while, but he starts to flow third and fourth quarter. He's starting to run because he run all night. He runs several miles a game. And so it's like trying to guard John Havlicek. He's just going to outrun you. And he was beating the defense down on the floor, getting easy baskets. You know, that's the thing. That's McCall's game. And then, of course, in the offense, in the mid-range, then, of course, defense he started picking up too. So that's all good. And the realization of what he said reverberate through the whole team. That's good. So we're missing Mitch Rob tonight. We're missing Deuce tonight. Okay. We got enough. Cat, OG can guard whatever 5 they put out there when he needs to. Again, don't worry about foul trouble. Play your game. If they give you 3 in the first quarter, whatever. Play your game. Be aggressive. And this is the thing. They have said, that is, Mike Brown has said, Brunson has said, Josh has said, Cat has said, physicality. And that means you're not scared of getting called for foul. Play physical. Because they all think they can beat the Knicks by playing physical against them. And it was half true. But now it's not true. Because the Knicks is also physical. It's just a physical game now. Okay? And if you foul out, you just foul out. That's why you got depth. You got to play. Okay? So we're going to, again, tonight, you're going to see, Cat starting. You're going to see some Yabusele. You're going to see Josh. You're not going to see Deuce, but you're going to get Tyler Kolek. Okay, you're going to get him. And you might get some Jordan Clarkson. I don't know. I think, people ask me what you think. I don't know why they're benching Clarkson. Don't ask me. I don't know. And will they trade him? They could. He's tradable. He could get traded. So I can't. It is what it is. Got Landry Shamet. Still got Shamet. You're going to have Shamet and Kolek playing tonight for sure. Yabusele going to get some minutes. They may go just with them 8. But, play our game. Physical. Control the basketball. They only had 11 turnovers last game, 10 or 11. Control the basketball. Rebound. Even without Mitchell Robinson, I don't think we need to tell Anthony Towns that, though. Rebound the basketball. Get all the loose balls. I'm glad Mike is telling them, get the 50-50s. And that's true. Get the 50-50s. Get all of them. These are the keys here. keep the opponents out the paint. Wizards got a lot of youngins, but them youngins are good about getting in the paint though. Keep them out the paint, and you get in their paint. Get up in theirs. Okay? So this is the keys here. They take care. They do that. They take care of business tonight. Nobody get hurt on either side. Some of y'all think you could pray and have the Knicks win. What you think? The Creator favors the Knicks above all the 29 teams? Don't He love all of them? So why would we pray for Him to give an advantage? Silly. But anyway, the best team win on a given night. Let's let the Knicks be the best team tonight. Okay? So yeah, we don't need desperation. No cat moves. No moves for Jrue Holiday to break up our squad. We don't need desperation. We got the team already. Even though people trip when they go on a losing streak, anybody that got any common sense and know basketball won't trip. It's a long-term game. And the Knicks got the advantage. They don't need to be tripping to try to find a ring right now. We good. Play our game, get this dub. Okay, so obviously Mitchell will be back tomorrow, which we will need him against the Joker, and hopefully Deuce too. They're just really managing that to make sure they're ready for playoff time. They're being very cautious, and I hear it. I get it, but they need some minutes to stay in rhythm. So let's see. Let's hope them left ankles are good and they be ready to go tomorrow. But tonight we got enough. Shamit's gonna be ready. You know, JB's gonna be ready. Hart's gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready, man. Kolick is gonna be ready. Okay, so let's let our boys do their thing tonight. And let's go with it, man. Let's get this done. We'll be at the game. I'm gonna turn it on live before the game. I realized now when they start playing music at the stadium, I gotta put it on mute because then they'll bang me for the music, so I learned that. Me and my daughter will be there though. We'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy the day. Shalom.